What's up guys, Houndish here, and today we're jumping in with Destiny 2 news and updates directly from Bungie in the form of the TWID, which is Bungie's weekly update, of course. So in this one we get a handful of bits of information from Bungie. They of course touch on events coming up for the game, plus there's a bit of discussion regarding bugs, various issues and upcoming fixes. So we've got a handful of items there, plus some trailers for both the new Destiny collaboration with For Honor, as well as a better look at certain components of Destiny Rising. So a few things to touch on guys. We'll try and keep straight to the point. As always, if you enjoyed the video, get subscribed for more. Otherwise, let's dive into it. And firstly, a couple of updates from Bungie here, and they say, earlier today, we auto-completed the Timeline Reflection Guardian Rank 4 objective due to the Cade's Fate mission not advancing in the security hub. A fix for the mission is still being investigated and will provide more info when available. But otherwise, the Guardian rank objective in itself has been completed, which is good. I believe there are still players locked at certain parts of the New Light quest though, because of this issue. I mean, I guess if you're a new player, it's good to be introduced to bugs early on, as you're probably going to see plenty of them in the game. But in all seriousness, obviously, kind of a frustrating one there. And the level of bugs we have in the game at the moment is certainly a bit concerning. Hopefully Bungie will get on top of that one soon, but at least there is that small Guardian rank change initially. Otherwise, D2 team also said class-based Trials Labs is coming this weekend, with a Dominion rule set and a fresh Adept weapon up for grabs if you reach the Flawless chest. No more than one of each class per team, so every team must be comprised of a Titan, Hunter and Warlock with no duplicates. We currently have this scheduled to run twice during the season, and we're very interested to hear your feedback on how it plays. Matchmaking will be active, so you can play solo or in a duo, and matchmaking will find players who do not match your class to fill out your team. So that will kick off on Friday morning at 10 AM Pacific time. It's positive that it has matchmaking at least, and let us know if you're interested in class-based Trials Labs down in the comment section. A couple of final mentions before we get onto the TWID though, and there's a trailer for the For Honor Destiny 2 crossover, which is pretty cool right here. We can see certain enemies are actually dressed as Scorn, bringing dark ether to the world of For Honor. We see a ghost shell there as well, which is cool, and players transforming into heroes from the Destiny universe, where we of course see Shaxx and Saint 14 present. They've got minor upgrades to their armor as well, which is pretty cool. And so the Destiny-inspired Halloween event for Honor begins October 24th, running up to November 14th. And hey, For Honor got a Destiny-themed Halloween event before Destiny got its own Halloween event, which is launching after Halloween, of course, next week. We'll touch on that more in just a moment. One trailer to watch in full though, I suppose, since it relates to Destiny a little more, is a trailer for Haven, which is the outpost or social type space in Destiny Rising. So I know not everyone is interested directly in Destiny Rising, but considering this is in the Destiny universe, I figured it would be cool to play the trailer in full. And so there we go, pretty cool social space for the upcoming game. Actually seems pretty vibrant, lots of NPCs around, including some of the vendors that you will have spotted, and even the Drifter, obviously many years younger than he is today. And again, cool to get a look at that, and only a week or so now until players can get into the closed alpha, so let us know as well if that's something you'll be interested in checking out. Next up though, let's get onto the TWID, and of course Bungie talk about Festival of the Lost. So they say to kick things off next week on October 29th, we need to visit Eva Levante. She'll give us a quest to get started with the festivities, and completing the quest will grant us access to the Haunted Sectors playlist, as well as Festival of the Lost rewards. We'll be able to complete Haunted Sectors and earn Eerie Engrams, and in previous years, of course, Haunted Sectors have been one of the best ways to earn rewards. But they say this year we'll have the opportunity to grab more Eerie Engrams on Expert Haunted Sectors, as they'll now have a chance to drop an additional Eerie Engram. And these can be opened for a variety of rewards, or can be focused into exotic armor and specific festival weapons. Plus they say we've got a new weapon available this year with some additional exotic armor options to focus. They talk about that in a moment. But once again, we'll be able to restore the Book of the Forgotten, and we'll be able to pick up a bunch of new items from Eva. They say making purchases and focusing armor and weapons will cost candy, which can be earned by defeating enemies and completing activities during Festival while wearing a mask. But we can also earn a bunch of XP by completing the bounties offered by Eva. And whichever way we choose to earn it, candy will continue to rake in the rewards during Festival of the Lost. And this is where things get interesting as Bungie speak about the rewards in a bit more detail. So firstly, they show off the new armor ornaments. We finally get a good render of these in game. So of course we voted for these. Hunters and Warlocks get the bad wizards, or the sort of darker sets, while the Titan gets the good wizard. I prefer the bad wizards, I must say. I think they look pretty awesome. On top of that, they show off the Arcane Embrace, which is the new weapon for Festival of the Lost this year. And this is a heavy burst shotgun with arc damage. It's a pretty cool looking weapon. It does use one of the models from the Beyond Light shotgun on Europa, I believe. I have a separate video from earlier today that has a breakdown of all of the weapon perks for all of the festival weapons this year. Bungie also teased some of the fun perk combos that we can get for a bunch of the updated weapons. So Macabre, Jurassic Green, Braytech Werewolf, and a Cosmic are all returning. And you can see some of those pairings, but again, if you want a full breakdown of all of the perks, I'll link that video down below. Otherwise, they show off some new masks. So as always, there are some pretty interesting ones. We've got staff who work in the tower. I'm pretty sure that is a marathon runner themed helmet on the bottom left as well. So those are pretty cool, but one of the things everyone will be interested to hear about is exotic class items, as I discussed in another video. So Bungie say Eva will also have another special treat to share, and this year, exotic class items will be available to purchase directly from Eva for 1 Eerie Engram and 2,500 candy. You can purchase as many as you like, and if you have attunement unlocked, these items are extra sweet as you're guaranteed to get your selected exotic class item attunement perk when you pick them up. So attunement will be really valuable while unlocking class items during Festival. But they go on to say, we've also got a treat for those of you looking to get your hands on the very first exotic class item, and while players must own the Final Shape expansion to have access to exotic class items, you do not have to have completed Dual Destiny to purchase the Festival of the Lost exotic class item rewards. So there we go, players are going to be able to get them without running Dual Destiny whatsoever, and of all things, they're going to drop from Festival of the Lost, which is interesting. And they say unlocking the class item via Festival will also provide access to purchasing exotic class items at Xur and rewards from overthrow chests in the Pale Heart. So once you've unlocked it via Festival, it's the same as unlocking it via Dual Destiny and you'll be able to farm away for them. But they do say Dual Destiny will need to be completed before unlocking attunement. So if you get your class item through Festival and not Dual Destiny, if you've never done a run of Dual Destiny, the attunement option won't be available. And I guess that's a bit of a trade-off for players that have already unlocked the exotic class items through the Dual Destiny mission. As of course it means if you've got that attunement unlocked, you're going to get guaranteed exotic perks while farming during the event. Whereas if you haven't, you'll rely entirely on RNG in terms of the perk rolls. At this point, to be honest, I think that's a pretty good trade-off personally. So something to look forward to for players right there, who especially need to grab a class item for the first time. But otherwise, from Festival, the Super Black Shader has returned. So they say this will be available as a reward for the Ghostwriter Event Challenge, which requires us to complete 15 event challenges. So a good way to get Super Black if you missed it in Into the Light. Plus they say the Festival of the Lost memento is returning as a reward. As with other mementos since Final Shape's launch, you'll now be able to hold up to 3 at a time, and it can be earned as a random drop from focusing any items or by completing the Twilight Triumph. And speaking of the Twilight Triumph, in addition to the Lost Memento, you can also earn the new Spectral Carapace emblem as a reward. And that's a pretty cool one right there. So really, that's the main part from the TWID. Of course, a reveal for Festival next week. Otherwise, they do say though, Grandmaster Nightfall start on October 29th as well. And for those looking for an additional challenge, or to start the chase to Guild the Conqueror title, GMs will begin on the 29th. And with it also comes double Vanguard ranks and Nightfall rewards, as well as a certain new weapon. And I'm assuming because it's the only unique new weapon for Revenant that they're referring to the Rake Angle, which is the Stasis Glaive. So it's going to make for a fairly busy week next week. Otherwise, that's really it for the TWID in terms of brand new stuff that we haven't spoken about already. I will link the TWID down below if you want to check out additional known issues and things like that. But that's it for today. So if you've enjoyed the video and found it useful, be sure to get subscribed to the channel. Let me know as well if you're excited for exotic class items. And if you have enjoyed the video, a like rating below very much helps us as well. Otherwise though, cheers for tuning in, and I hope you guys have an awesome day.